hello, church. You know, been thinking about us not being able to be physically present, and so many of you haven't seen the church in a while. I remembered how Psalm 122 begins. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. I know we're all anxious to hear those words, but in the meantime, I'm going to take you on a tour of the church today. Are you ready? We are starting with Noah's neighborhood, where our children meet. Don't you love it? With the murals that tell all about Noah, and the 2x2s, and in the zoo, our 2-year-olds, except, oh my goodness, it's so quiet right now. The room is empty, waiting for the preschoolers to come back, those 3 and 4-year-olds. And, oops, there's a little bear hanging, and the nursery. Oh, our babies. We need to hear their sweet sounds. And lastly, in Noah's neighborhood, where the children study and do plays and pray and learn and grow. We look forward to the return to Noah's neighborhood. Next, we come to where the youth gather. I've got a feeling there's many of you that have never stepped inside this room. Isn't this wonderful? It's the youth meeting room, and they do great things here. In fact, it's not only one room, but there's a second room that the youth meet in. Here's the second room. And again, it's a place for fellowship and growth and joy that abounds. Our fellowship hall, where we gather for meals and fellowship events, and especially for our casual worship service, and it looks so empty, it's so quiet. But it's not going to be quiet this coming week. If you have time to come and help paint this room, we hope to have it beautified by the time we return once more. Just call the church and say, I'll bring a paintbrush. Sunday school room for adults. This is a singles and doubles room that usually has a table full of faithful First Pres folks who are learning and growing in their faith together. So we look forward to being able to do that once more. And then we go next door, and there is a second Bible class. Westminster class, are you ready to get back together once more? We have been having some of the disciple studies and other studies in here as well. And we know that God is the one that we can lean on who will draw us back together. I'm sure you recognize this space. It's the Commons, is what we call it, because it's our common space to share coffee and conversation and community. And it's the space we gather in as we are moving toward our sanctuary for worship. Along the wall, we have photos of our church and our worship, and just a beautiful reminder of God being the one who opens doors and welcomes us. And yes, the bell is still ringing even when we cannot come inside. On our way to the sanctuary, we do have a prayer room, which is used quite frequently when that is probably why the church is being so blessed right now. It holds artwork of some of our church members, the cross that is made of our brokenness, but that God makes beautiful. This is a place that is a sacred, quiet place to come and to be restored. We even have first century tools one of our members made to remind us of Jesus' work beyond his ministry. And now to the sanctuary. It is still the beautiful space that we treasure. And you know, we will come back into this space and gather together as community. We know that for a fact. But right now, the leaders who are making decisions on behalf of our church have set 2 criteria. One, the number of cases needs to be flatlined or the curve going down in the Hampton Roads area. And the other is that 5% or less of those tested are positive. And when we can reach that, we
we'll be safe together once more. So in the meantime, I hope you hear the words of the psalmist who says, I was glad when they said to me, let us go to the house of the Lord, because we will do that. In the meantime, online worship and 10 o'clock Sundays in the parking lot, and be blessed.